Hey, today I'll be talking about episodes 62 through 64 of RuYi's Royal Love. After the death of her daughter, RuYi falls into a deep depression. Hailan is of course her rock-solid support. The emperor is too busy dealing with the war and isn't able to properly grieve with RuYi, but at the very least it's not all for naught. The war with Zungaria finally ends and the Qing Empire is victorious. They even managed to capture the king, Dawachi, and the princess Hengchuo alive. But she's pregnant.
让公主有孕已经无可越了。
Because of this, the emperor has no choice but to allow Dawachi to live. To kill him as a traitor would put a stain on his future nephew's life. This also means Hengchuo will never be able to cut ties with him. Hengchuo finally returns to the palace. She has had a rough life, over 20 years since she was married off, and on top of having to survive in that completely foreign culture, she's had to live through a rebellion, her husband being usurped, being forced to marry the new king, and now she's pregnant. When the emperor finally sees her, he obviously feels guilty for putting her through so much and tries to reconcile.
你我兄妹多年未见，不必行大礼。
不，先君臣，后兄妹。
She is understandably quite cold to him. I don't disagree with the emperor's actions, but no one would feel close to the brother that allowed all this to happen to them for the greater good.
他不会原谅朕。
Since he was completely pardoned, Dawachi never learned any sort of lesson or suffered any consequences for the rebellion. He literally just gets to live out the rest of his days, chilling, eating good food, drinking, getting taken care of by servants. We never see this guy, and yet I hate him so much. He becomes such an annoyance to live with that the emperor approves Hengchuo's request to move in with the empress dowager instead of living with her husband. So at least there's that. Jia's clan played a big role in quelling the unrest in Zungaria. Politics and the harem, as always, go hand in hand, and the emperor intends to restore Jia's position as noble consort. It would be awkward to have her clan's representatives arrive in the capital to celebrate their contributions, while one of their own is being whipped and grounded. RuYi has no choice but to agree.
国事在上，皇上决定就是了。
And you know what's crazy? As soon as her title is restored, Jia starts scheming again. Even the fourth prince is like, Mom, have you not had enough yet?
额娘，您这又胡乱想什么呢？别忘了，您前几日刚付了位分放出来。
First, she intends to have him marry his second cousin with a powerful background.
对咱们来说，更是一种依靠。
The second thing is huge. She's asking for the fourth prince to be made the first empress's foster son. She's dead, of course, but as all of her sons are also dead, the fourth prince would then be her only son, a legitimate son.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Jia believes fourth prince has what it takes to be the crown prince, but that she is holding him back. By making him the son of the empress, he will have nothing standing in his way. Or so she thinks. Fourth prince is so tired of this.
我就算过继给了孝贤皇后，成了她的儿子，又算什么呢？
孝贤额娘。
You know what would really help your sons? Keeping your mouth shut. Again, just barely out of lockdown, Jia is so unnecessarily cocky, comparing her sons to the emperor and his father.
太宗是皇八子登基，先帝是皇四子登基，皇上也是皇四子。
Insinuating that the pattern will continue and her son will be the next emperor. RuYi doesn't have the energy to deal with Jia's nonsense today and dismisses everyone.
娘娘，娘娘您怎么了？皇后娘娘。
It turns out that RuYi is pregnant for the third time. When the emperor hears that Jia was talking trash at the morning meeting, annoying RuYi, he calls a meeting with all the women to finally call Jia out.
是有件喜事要告诉你们，皇后有喜了。
恭喜皇上，恭喜皇后娘娘。
After sharing the good news, he immediately starts in on
嘉
Jia.
贵妃，
From trying to have the fourth prince adopted, to scheming with his marriage, to disrespecting RuYi, and even the incident with the horse, the emperor has had it up to here.
三番两次在朕的后宫兴风作浪。
是皇后，是他们害了臣妾的孩子。
Jia, just shut up. Do you really think the emperor is going to say, oh, I see what you're saying. It's totally not your fault. It's everyone else. Also, I love that RuYi is just getting undressed listening in the other room like, nice. The final nail in the coffin is Jia can't manage to swear on the destruction of her clan and children that her hands are clean.
华热息怒。
The emperor decrees that the fourth prince is to be promoted to a higher status. He even gets the marriage that his mom picked out for him. But he is officially and irrevocably removed from the list of possible crown princes. In fact, the emperor goes so far as to have him removed from the family line and sent to be another family's son.
朕再也没有这种不忠不孝的孩子。
Jia gets it even worse. She's demoted to a commoner, never to see the emperor or her sons again.
额娘，额
Fourth prince is just so heartbreaking. And what hurts more than anything is instead of comforting him, all Jia can think of is Mr. Bracelet from her clan.
额娘告诉过王爷要立你为太子，额娘不能辜负王爷，不能辜负王爷有成。
王爷
To be used like this from the moment he was born because his mom is in love with a man who, it seems to me, could not give two shits about her, how can you not feel for the fourth prince?
你一辈子都是为了那个男人，我呢？我在你心里算什么呀？啊？我呢？
Who wouldn't feel completely worthless being raised like this? Don't kill me, but in a somewhat similar situation is the fifth prince. Hailan is so absolutely dedicated to RuYi that it can sometimes be to the detriment of her son. Remember, even when fifth prince was still in the womb, Hailan chose to poison herself, which could have hurt him, just to give RuYi a better chance to get out of the cold palace. She has that same single-minded devotion that Jia has, and she also uses and manipulates her son into scheming just like Jia does. I think she could be just as bad of a mother as Jia is, but she's never really had to make that choice because luckily, RuYi also wants what's best for the fifth prince. But if they were at odds, I gotta say I think Hailan would easily take RuYi's side. She never even wanted to get pregnant, and I'm not saying she doesn't love her son, but she can be a bit cold.
这副手围是给儿子做的吗？
这是你皇额娘的东西。
Fifth prince is getting older now and starting to feel the unfairness of it all. 12th prince is like 3 years old, and yet Hailan is constantly telling him he will be serving him in the future.
额娘与皇额娘苦心培育儿子，只是为做一个臣子吗？
I mean, come on, this is an evil villain origin story just waiting to happen. Yu clan starts sending over pictures of new girls. Since Jia is out now, it would be a slight to them if the emperor didn't have at least one girl from their clan. The emperor accepts one and makes her a noble lady, but it looks like he's learned his lesson about the Yu clan girls.
夺取圆明园居住，不许住在宫里。
The Yu clan goes even further to distance themselves from Jia. The lord that Jia loves so much writes a letter claiming that there was a mix-up and Jia is actually a bastard child. She isn't really a member of their clan, so, you know, don't blame us for all the crimes she committed.
他们是认为朕会糊涂到相信吗？
It's obviously just so that they can cut ties to Jia. I don't even blame them, but man, what a blow to Jia. This is coming from the light of her life. RuYi goes to see Jia, who is already quite close to death. At first, Jia intends to die with her secrets, but RuYi tells her that her beloved lord has claimed that she is a bastard child. Knowing she wouldn't believe it, she even brought the letter.
御史王爷的手记，你不会不认得吧？
Jia has lost everything now and is willing to admit to it all if RuYi will tell her that the letter is fake. She admits that she was behind the Empress's death, Mei and Yi's miscarriages, Hailan's almost fatal delivery. She even admits to telling First Prince about his mom's death, which is why he didn't cry at the Empress's funeral, which led to the downward spiral that ended his life.
阿若你记得吗？他在中司门罚跪也是我救的他，是我把他带到皇后跟前，让他背叛了你。
She's clear about what she didn't do though, insisting she wasn't behind RuYi's daughter's death or the death of the 10th prince. No reason not to admit to it if she had done it, so at least RuYi knows to look for other suspects.
你都知道你想要的答案，你是骗我的对吧？
RuYi refuses to give her that final consolation.
你别走，你别走！
With nothing more to live for, Jia kills herself that night. Just as with Wei, the emperor cares more about how people on the outside will see things than how they actually were. Despite all of her crimes and the fact that he just demoted her to a commoner, he gives her the posthumous title of Imperial Noble Consort. I really feel sorry for the 4th prince. He's arrogant and schemy, but that's just how he was raised. Call me fickle, but just him saying, I don't want to be crown prince, I want you, and I forgot everything bad he's ever done. Now he's married and he's out of the palace and the drama, and I hope he lives out his days in peace. I just can't stop thinking about how heartbreaking it would be for your father to just tell you, you're not my son anymore, you're now someone else's. To just toss you out like that, like he hasn't been raising you for the last 14 years.
他就是吕亲王之后，不再是朕的儿子。
Not one of them even attends his wedding. They just send gifts and wash their hands of him. I mean, that's so cold. He really only became so twisted because of Jia. She was a terrible mother. Really, all of her sons are rather pitiful.
别哭，过来。
I wonder, did she even think of them at the end, or were all of her thoughts of Bracelet Guy?
王爷怎么连个信儿也没有？
Jia, you could have been so much more than this.
你一定不要再过这样的人生。
And now for a look at the book. Hung Cho's return is made a little sweeter by the fact that she and RuYi become close friends. They both grew up in the palace, but when they were younger, they had to be careful around each other because Hung Cho's mom and RuYi's aunt were at odds. They had a somewhat similar upbringing though, and after reuniting, they find that they have kindred spirits and spend a lot of time hanging out. I just love that for her because her life was so tough. I actually laughed out loud when the Emperor brought up that little cricket cage they used to play with as if that would make her want to become best friends with him again.
身为笼中人，哪里还喜欢玩这种笼中虫?
Yeah, dude, I put that away. Speaking of the Emperor, in the novel he is becoming an evil dictator and has started to kill anyone who writes anything even slightly critical of him. My favorite scene of this is when RuYi says tactfully, "I don't understand much about politics, but I wonder, if the laws around writing are so strict, how would anyone even dare to read or write anything?" He responds, "If they want to read, they should read books that show loyalty to me. If they want to write, they should write books that are loyal to me. Otherwise, I'd rather they were all completely illiterate and ignorant." It's also nice being able to see RuYi's inner thoughts because while in the drama you can always see in her eyes that there's more beneath the surface, in the book you actually get to hear it. He'll say something stupid and she'll think,
"This man is a damn fool. I can see why he's so into those young dumb girls. They never call him on his bullshit."
And then she'll smile and say, "That sounds great, honey." When RuYi goes to see Ja, there's one thing that they omitted from the show, which is that Ja admits to poisoning First Prince's mother. She's been scheming from the start. Additionally, the Emperor is so angry with her that while he does give her that nice title and all, he has her body switched with some random girl at the last minute so she won't be buried near him. Finally, I just want to say it was brilliant to add so many more scenes of the sons. The novels are completely focused on the Emperor and the women, and the sons barely come up at all. We don't get any of the drama of Fourth Prince confronting his mom, or his heartbreak over how things turned out, and I'm really glad they added that to the drama because it makes things feel so much more fleshed out.
走吧。
Till next time, thanks for watching.